One of the new features released with Star Citizen Patch 3.18 is a little go-kart style racing track on Horizon. And so, to take a step back from some of the bugs and challenges of the patch launch, this video focuses on having a little fun with a good friend in-game, and taking that frustration to the track. I'm Forrester, and this short video will be a real-time view of some of the Greycat PTV racing in Star Citizen. It will quickly become quite obvious, but I'm not a racer in-game. There are some fantastic racing communities out there who I'm sure will do this far more justice, but for those amateurs looking to have a good time with friends, hopefully you'll enjoy this one. For those wondering where to go, just head to the Vision Centre. It has its own shuttle ride from the spaceport, and once you're there, you'll notice the signs everywhere. And so, on that note, let's hit the track. And we'll start by moving to the track from this little side area where the Greycats spawn, up to 8 of them in fact. The track is clearly marked out with up to 8 spots for players who are looking to start on an official race line. We figured out quite early on that if we both go at exactly the same time, a crash inevitably ensues, so I'm a little bit more tentative as we get started, and we'll look for an opportunity to pass a little later on. And off the line, here we go. So, the Greycat track often has lots of little bits of Greycat littering it, including many wheels from accidents as they happen, as we make our pass. The track itself is quite interesting. There are some maps before you get started which will show you roughly what to expect, but ultimately there's no substitute for just getting on and driving it. I guess one of the racing things that I've learned from taking this Greycat around is that fast is not always fast. There's a little bit of subtlety to it, and sometimes being under control is the fastest way to get around. No, I'm no expert, so you will see me making plenty of mistakes as we go through, but I think that's part of the charm and fun of this racetrack. It is worth adding that the Greycat PTVs are very easily damaged, so if you do overdo it or have a crash, it's quite possible that you'll end up in an unrecoverable state and have to go back and get a new one. This is one of the favourite parts of the track as it builds up to a ramp and you get airborne, make the jump, and then try and get back under control to head back round. And this is the part where you know that you're reaching the end of the track as it goes down underground into this kind of small underpass area. And obviously, I'm not a very good driver. So one of the things that I find does help is the Tobii eye tracking. So I am actually using the head tracking for this, well, I say race. It's mostly just 2 of us fooling around on the track. But the head tracking helps you kind of look into the corners and see things as you go. Doesn't make you an incredible driver, as you can see, but it does help with that awareness. And at this point we're passing the place where the Greycats spawn, so this is the start-finish line. So we'll do one more lap before we call it quits. And again, those obstacles on the track making themselves very known. You can see if you are travelling at any kind of speed when you hit one of those wheels, it makes things difficult. So there are up to 8 spawn points on here for Greycat, so if you are caught yourself in Horizon with a number of friends, I'm sure you could have some fun. Watching this back, it feels pretty wild actually, just kind of seeing it, and I'm sure if you are watching somebody who is a capable driver, a capable racer, it would be even more exciting to watch. You can just imagine some, I don't know, high stakes commentary going on. I feel like I'm doing alright here. Oh, called it too soon, hit a wheel. Fantastic. So there's plenty around on the racetrack. So there's a racetrack itself, where, as I mentioned, you could have up to 8 Greycats on there. There's also some stands that offer food and drink. I would avoid the burgers for now, but the drink should work just fine. There's a standing area where you can look out over the racetrack itself and watch the Greycats going around as we make the jump again. And there's also a leaderboard where at the end of the race, your first, second and third positions can climb up onto the leaderboard and be very proud of themselves. This is quite a common sight where you see kind of Greycats as well that have just been abandoned on the racetrack. Sometimes if they lose a wheel or catch fire, it's it's just the best option to just leave it on track, so there's usually plenty of obstacles around. I like the idea of this kind of something to do that's out with the normal Star Citizen gameplay, as we're making our way up to finish a second lap and crossing the finish line. And with that, there's nothing much more for me to say other than I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press that like button, it helps guide me as to what videos I should make more of in the future. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already and would like to be notified of future videos as they go live. Otherwise, and as always, thank you for watching.